Good morning, Pivotal Dancers. It's me, Miss Heidi again. I hope you are all doing well. Today we're going to focus on our feet and our legs exercises. This video will be for all age groups, ages 3 and up. Feel free to grab your brothers and your sisters or your parents to participate with you. Before we get started, a couple different things that you'll need. I know that some of you have a TheraBand at home, which is this long, stretchy band that you see at the studio. If you don't have a TheraBand at home, it's totally fine. Just go ahead and use a kitchen towel, just a small kitchen towel. It'll work just perfectly for what we're doing with it today. Next, you'll need a small ball. You can use a tennis ball. This ball is plastic, so it gives a little bit. Tennis balls, depending on the strength of your feet, tend to break. But if you have a tennis ball, let's use it. Otherwise, a squishy ball. Also, you'll need a small fit ball. These balls are used for different things. As you all know, in class we use them for different exercises for balance and strength. But today we're going to use them for our feet. This ball can be from Walmart, Target, whatever size ball you have. It doesn't have to be a certain size, just not bigger than this. A yoga ball is used for something else. So let's stick to this size or smaller. Yes? Next, you'll need some sort of a string or rope, or you can use a hair ribbon. You all know that I use my tightrope, which of course is an old fire hose. So for you, which I'm sure you don't have fire hoses laying around, go ahead and use a hair ribbon or a string or a piece of rope, or even painter's tape works. You can put, with your parents' permission, you can put painter's tape on the floor and make a straight line. If you want to get really creative, make a shape, make a square or a triangle or a diamond. So we'll use that later on in this video. So first, let's talk about our actual anatomy of our feet without getting too detailed, just because we're covering all ages. So first, we know we all have toes. We have 5 toes, or otherwise called as phalanges. Then we also have the ball of our foot, which is under the toes. When we go up to elevate, we go onto the ball of our foot. It's important to understand that as a ballet dancer, in order to eventually dance onto point, we have to have this straight line that goes from our shin all the way down to the tip of our toes, so that we're able to execute point work safely. We don't want to dance on our toes like this, so we're knuckled over. We want to be strong enough to be straight up with long toes, so that we're standing on the tips of our toes, not the knuckles of our toes. Next, we have our metatarsal, which is that arch where I always talk about the ladybug lives. Make sure that that is what you're stretching. We're trying to increase that flexibility there. Then we have our heel, of course, where the back of our shoe goes onto. When we're standing in that flat position, we want to make sure that we're not rolling forward. We want to be on all 5 toes. So we have that little teeny mountain or hill right there, and that's where the ladybug should live. We want to keep that up so that we're not rolling with all 5 toes. This is important for our strength and also for our safety of our positions. Then we go, of course, to our Achilles tendon, which is this tendon that goes to the back of our legs. We have to make sure as ballet dancers we continue to stretch this area out. Because we spend so much time in this elevate position, this can be aggravated or fatigued, and it also can shorten. We really want a long Achilles tendon, so we want to continue to stretch out the back of our legs as much as possible, which is some of the exercises that I told you we'll be doing today. So let's get started. First things first, let's talk about our position of our feet when we point. Now, for all age groups, we know that when we point our feet, we want our feet to be straight. Let me back up even further. Woo! Straight. We don't want our feet turned in. This is called sickling. Not only is it not attractive, but it's not safe. You're not going to dance on your point like this because you're going to hurt your ankle. So we want to make sure that when we're stretching our ankles and we point, that we're going through the center line, through the half point, through the full point, and then back through. When we point, we want to make sure we go through all positions. So we're going through half point, full point, half point, and flexed back. So we do this in warm-up class when we do that full, toes, toes, and flex. Remember to remain sitting up tall. So I'm going to take my small ball and make sure I put it between, not my bones, but below my bone of my ankles. So when we point, they should still stay straight. So there's like a freeway that's nice and long and straight here. Remember, we don't want our toes to point towards each other. So for my dancers that are 3 to 6, this is something that's really important to focus on so we don't start that position incorrectly. Sitting up nice and tall, we do flex, feet, ankles, toes. Now, when we point our toes, we also need to keep in mind that we don't want to curl our toes so that they are smushed. Yes? Our toes need to be long. The goal is the toes should point forward like lasers. Yes? Not curl down. Now, is there a time and a place for our feet to curl? Yes. When we're up in our leg is up in Alice de Cône, for example, which is to the side, those toes can bend a little bit further because you're not standing on them and curve that beautiful foot over. But for the most part, when we do our battement tendus, right, our toes are here. They're not going to be here. So long toes to train those feet. So half point to long toes here and back. Now you'll feel underneath your foot right here, when you're pointing them properly, you'll feel underneath that heel clinch up, especially because we have it in class, you might get a little bit sore. Again, in between, you can roll out those muscles because they might be grabbing on and kind of doing what it's called a Charlie horse, kind of tighten up really bad and hurt. That's okay. The more we do this and roll them out and strengthen your feet, that will go away. Yes? Next, let's take our ball here and we're going to put our foot on the balls. Now, when we put our foot on, I'm going to use my feet like fingers. You see my all 10 toes? Long toes. Now, when we point our toes, we want them to be long. We don't want them to curl. Yes, we want them to be long and hug the ball with our toes, just like our hands would. If we want our hands, we would want to lengthen our toes here. We wouldn't want to curl our toes here, right? So we're lengthening our toes like roots of a tree. So we're going to put our feet out in flexed position, sitting up tall. We lengthen, long toes. See how they're pointed towards you? Toes and back. Sitting up tall, again, this is for our balance and our strength. You don't want to let the ball roll around. Now, for my younger dancers, you can go ahead and hold the floor to keep the ball still. Keep the ball still, flex, and full. Long toes. Now, advanced dancers, again, you're here in first or in third with a strong spine. We also can do them turned out. Flex, ankles, toes, toes, ankles, ankles, toes, toes, flex. Back to parallel, forward. Now again, we want to keep our ball still. We're going to use our abdominals and pull the ball into the toes and stretch back out. Try to keep that ball under control. In and out. Good. In. Now the hard one. Turn out. Keep it balanced. Stretch it out. Flex your feet to give your feet a slight break and bring it back. Again. In. Out. Don't collapse your spine. No rolling over like a roly-poly. And up. And open. Stretch. Flex those feet. And relax. Excellent. You also should feel the inner thigh. Remember our adductors in here? So now we can take our TheraBand or our towel. I'm going to use the towel today just because most of you don't have a TheraBand at home. If you have a TheraBand, go ahead and use it. All we're going to do is flex our feet, take the towel, and pull back our toes. Now remember, The goal is, ladies, to get our legs straight. We have to stretch the back of our legs in order to increase our range of motion. Ballet dancers need to have very long muscles along the back, all the way up to the back of the glutes, into the back. So again, grab it, pull it, sitting up long, pull forward. Sometimes this is harder early in the morning. And up. Take one foot, pull it up. Again, dancers, watch this leg. For my ages 3 and up, I gotta get those legs nice and straight, yes? So right now the goal is to get those knees straight. No matter how much that pulls, right? Just lower the foot if it hurts too much. But remember, the more we stretch it now, the less you will feel that pull or that tug. Think of it as making your legs longer. You're stretching out those legs to make them longer. Good. Now, of course, you've seen us do this in class where we pull it. I'm going to turn, and pull it back. Keeping those legs straight. Other leg. Pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, and pull back. And up. Good, so we're increasing that stretch. Now, another way of doing this, I'm actually going to use my island as a wall. Pretend this is a full wall up to the ceiling. Another exercise all ages can do in order to increase that stretch is to put your leg up on that wall. Put your other leg down straight. Hold your abdominals in and stretch this leg so it is as straight as you can make it. As you get stronger, you push yourself up, and push yourself up. Stretching the back of the legs out. So you can do it pointed and flexed, pointed and flexed. And then again, you do the other wall on the opposite side of the room or on a different wall with the opposite leg. Stretch your leg back out. And again, it's for the back of our legs. Yes? So, moving along. So, we've got pointed feet, sickled feet. Stretching the back of our legs all the way up. We've done our ankle exercises. We've done our abdominal and balance exercises. And we've done our ball exercise with the turned out legs and the parallel legs. Next, my 3 to 5-year-olds and some of the other classes have done this regularly where I take a ball, you sit along a wall. Now, I can't do this for myself, but I roll the ball at you and you point your toes. And then you flex it up. We usually do it 3 times and the ball gets the roll to you so your mom can roll the ball and you point your toes. Again, mom or brother rolls the ball to your feet and point and you push the ball away. So it's a nice fun game. It's more than just about your feet position, but it's a coordination exercise. Parents, I highly recommend you try doing it with your children. It is a little more challenging than it looks like, and it would be fun, and you might actually have a couple laughs over it. So that's our exercise for our ball exercise. Now we're going to stand up and do our elevates. Now when we do our elevates, remember that we want to keep our toes long. So when we're up on our elevate, we have all 5 toes nice and flat. We don't want to curl them. This is why your shoes are so important. If your shoes are too small, your toes are not allowed to lengthen and open up. So this is another reason why I require the canvas shoes rather than the leather shoes. There's more flexibility in the material to give and to lengthen those toes. If you don't have shoes that fit you properly, you can cause yourself problems with your positions of your elevate. So again, let's stand up. I'm going to adjust the screen. We're going to start in that parallel position. Yes? I'm going to use my countertop. You can use a bar. You can use a chair rail. You can also use the back of a chair. So whichever is best for you and your family. Standing with good posture. Lengthening the front of those hips. Holding those abdominals in. Arms in first. Press up to your toes. Remember, when we press up to elevate, we don't want sickled feet. We want our feet together. Our ankles are here. If you have knees that touch, you want your feet slightly apart so that they're straight for you. Yes? So again, feet together. Notice my knees are differently shaped. You want them straight. See that? I'm relaxed. Now I'm using my turnout in my hips. That's just for me using my hips and rotating those adductors to make my knees straight. So I press up and I press back down. I press gently up, all the way, and down. Advanced dancers, you should be doing 16 in parallel. Intermediate dancers, you should be doing at least 8. And my 3 to 8-year-olds, approximately, you should be doing at least 4. First position, we do them in parallel and first for pre-primary and up, keeping our posture. Now when you're done with your elevates, it's important you stretch out the back of those legs. So make a triangle with your legs. That's it. And you can lean forward and up, and then switch legs. Triangle and forward. You'll feel the stretch in both legs and up. Okay, so we did our 2-legged elevates in parallel and in first. Now we're gonna do 1 leg. Now, my young ones, my 3 to 5-year-olds, don't need to do this. If you choose to try, you're welcome to. But everyone else will do it in a small passe, which is our coup de pied position. And you press up to rise, and press down, and press up to rise, and press down. Press up. My advanced dancers, you should be doing at least 16 on each leg. Intermediate, at least 8. Don't wobble on the way up. Stabilize your positions. You can even find your balance. And then switch feet. Again, stretching out. We can stretch out just by going to here and pressing up and pressing down and roll up the spine and moving on. Now, we're going to do our jumps. When we jump, we have to roll through our feet. So we plie, push down, plie, push down, plie, push down, turn out, plie, push, roll, plie, push, roll, plie, push, roll. Now pay attention to what floor surface you're on. You don't want to be jumping on concrete. It's not good for your joints. If you have any questions about your flooring at home where you're dancing, just let me know, contact me, and I'll help you out. Ballet dancers, we do first, we do parallel. Ballet 1 and up does second. Ballet 2 and up does our changements, where we change our feet. So you should be doing at least 8 in each position, yes? The next exercise we're gonna do is the jumps that we do in class against the wall. Now I'm gonna back up to the back wall. This is a fun game. This is good if you have a floor surface that's not necessarily ideal. Put your feet up on the wall. Make sure you know where your parents will allow you to do this. My younger dancers do it in parallel. Ballet 1 and up does it in first. I'm gonna do it in parallel just because my feet are so big, doesn't fit on this wall. So I'm gonna go to parallel today. I'm gonna sit up. The ball is here in my face to keep me to sit up tall. You don't have to have a ball. You can also do them with your arms in first or arms in angel wings on your shoulders. Today I'll do it with the ball. And we get here and we push. Point your feet forward, up, and wiggle back in. Now again, the ideal is to push away from the wall, keep your legs and feet strong and pointed, toes out and down, and put yourself as far back as possible. So again, we're here, and we push, and reach forward, and up. My toes are still long, my legs are straight, my abdominals are in, and my spine is long. And then we wiggle back in. Now I usually recommend doing at least 4. Again, ballet 2 and up should be doing at least 8, if not more. So we've got our jumps on the wall. Now we're gonna take our tightrope or our string or even our TheraBand and make a long line. And we're gonna do different exercises on this. The first one we're gonna focus on is when we're tenduing. So, tendu again means to stretch. You're stretching your leg and you're stretching your feet and your toes. Arms in first. We're gonna tendu long toes. 1, step, slide through, toes. Step, slide, toes. Step, slide, toes. Step, slide, toes. Then you can elevate and bourrée backwards to start over, or just turn around and work your way back. I'm of course trying to stay facing forward to you. Excuse me. Now we're gonna go small passe or coup de pied, point, step, small coup de pied, tendu, step. Now this small coup de pied presenting out is a small développé, which means to develop. Small, out, and out. And then again, elevate on your toes and work your way all the way back. Now, starting in ballet 1, we're in first position. Here, tendu, step with the heels on the tightrope, slide through a symmetrical first, tendu. Ooh, balance off. Step, I leaned back. Don't lean back. Support your spine. Slide through first, long toes, step, slide, step, slide. Again, you can elevate and bourrée all the way back. Now, moving on for our développé. Again, ballet 1 and up. Tendu. Step, bring it through. Step, développé. Step, développé. Step, développé. Step, développé. Elevate and work our way back. Advanced dancers, you can reverse it. Ballet 2 and 3 and 4. Out, step, développé. Holding that rotation and your position. When you feel your balance is ready, do everything on layer and repeat. These are simple exercises that are still very challenging and beneficial for your strength and your balance. So no matter what situation we're in, whether we're in our kitchen or in the dance studio or in the front yard, anywhere that we may be, you can dance and you can improve your technique. Moving on, our jumps. We have to jump with 2 feet and with 1 foot. So, roll up our ribbon or tightrope. Again, we have our jumps parallel, first, second, and fifth. Elevates, parallel, first, and ballet 2 and up, elevate. Also, practice our passes. Passe, press up to elevate, and then come back down. Passe, press up to elevate, balance, and come down. Advanced dancers that are doing turned out, bring it up to turned out passe, and bring it back down. So again, just to recap, all ages, all abilities, all levels, all strengths. You can do all these different exercises at home right now while we're stuck here. And keep in mind that I'll be adding videos daily. Plus we'll be doing some live streaming classes. So I look forward to seeing all of you. I miss you. Make sure you take videos and send them to me. Love seeing your pretty faces. Bye, ladies, gentlemen.